Plaintiff Morgan Perry says his girlfriend met the defendant when they were both strippers. And when the defendant needed a place to live, Morgan allowed her to move in with them. Morgan claims the defendant was constantly drunk or high on drugs, and he's suing her today for unpaid rent and utilities. Defendant Ashley Fulkerson says living with Morgan and his girlfriend was a nightmare because they fought all the time and constantly cheated on each other. Ashley claims Morgan's girlfriend even falsely accused her of having an affair with Morgan, and she denies owing them for rent because she says they kicked her out.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Prove your case.
Okay, basically I met Ashley through my girlfriend, Lauren, which is my witness also, back in January 2010 of this year. And then basically Ashley needed a place to live and they worked together. So she needed a place to live. So I was like, okay. She was living with us for about a week or two. She was always drunk. She was always on drugs. She was...
Your Honor, I disagree.
My kind of roommate.
Actually...
Particularly female,
Yeah.
Huh? Actually, after she moved out, actually, I found a case of, or a bag of pills that weren't subscribed to her. And I dumped all those out, so she did do drugs. She asked us to do coke. She always had marijuana in the house.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
I disagree. That's
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
And so a few months go by, she would always come home drunk about 3 a.m. from her job, which was stripping, which Lauren did not work there anymore. She worked at Hooters now because she got fired, but
She got fired.
She got fired
She didn't know how to strip, right?
No, it wasn't that.
You do when you strip, you just take off your clothes.
No, she got fired.
The club was dirty.
Huh?
It was based
up. You got fired. Come on, stand up. State your name.
Lauren Stockwell, sir.
You couldn't take your clothes off and
No,
twist
sir,
around a little bit?
It's because the club was serving alcohol to minors and somebody had found out about that and had talked to a bartender about it, and a bartender had gotten mad at me and got in my face and made me look like I was the person in the wrong, so they fired me.
Okay.
Because their club is pretty much illegal.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
All right, well, she kept on coming home, like I said, about 3 o'clock in the morning, drunk, bringing friends home, stumbling around the place. And so after a while, that went on for a while, and then we were looking to get a new apartment, a new lease. We went and looked at the apartment. She liked it, I liked it, and Lauren liked it, and also my grandma co-signed.
So let me understand, first of all, you keep talking about the woman come home at 3 o'clock a.m. Did your woman ever come home at 3 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you have a problem with her coming home at 3 a.m.?
Whenever she was working there, no.
Her?
No, I mean, because I had to go pick her up. I picked them both up at the same time when they worked at the same place. So
Why are you making an issue about her coming home at 3 a.m.?
Because she'd always come home stumbling, making racket, drunk, and it'd wake us up all the time.
Okay, she'll wake you up.
Yeah, because our rooms were right next to each other.
Sometimes I was off.
But you came home at the same time.
I was off.
So you weren't asleep when she came home because you picked her up and brought her home.
No, not every time.
Let me hear from you, ma'am. Give me some background
right.
on this. These saints say that you were a stripper and you smoked pot and you got drunk. So I assume these saints don't smoke pot and they don't drink liquor, because they keep making a big issue out of that with you. Go ahead, give me your background, ma'am.
All right, Your Honor, let me start from the beginning. It was basically pretty much a nightmare living with those two. They fought all the time, were cheating on each other. Well, anyway, it got so bad that she gave him a black eye because he wouldn't go get her a milkshake from McDonald's.
No.
You know, I disagree.
I disagree.
Your Honor. They were pretty much harassing me. She got mad at me because she thought I was having an affair with Morgan, so she became really hostile and standoffish. They really didn't want me living there anymore. As you can see, they have so many problems with me. So anyway,
basically one day she packed up all my belongings in trash bags and told me to basically get out.
Okay, let me
Disagree on that
allow
one.
them to get to that part.
Okay.
Tell me about what happened to the tenancy that you all shared together.
Okay, basically, she was living with me in my old apartment, which I said, okay, you can move in here for a month until you get on your feet and all this, and you don't have to pay rent. Just help out pay the utilities. And so she's like, okay, that's fine, as long as you get another lease with us at another apartment. She's like, okay. So basically, we went to another apartment complex. We signed a lease all together, and I have that paperwork with me.
The three of you signed the
The
lease?
four of us, my grandma co-signed for us.
Okay, let's see it. Ma'am, you signed on to a lease?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
But like I said, they packed up my belongings for me.
After you signed on to this lease?
Yes,
All
but
right, go ahead.
we never moved
Okay.
in.
All right, hold on.
We packed it up after she went behind our back and got her own lease on a different apartment. She got another apartment behind her back, never gave us any notice, never nothing. She just came home, hey, I'm moving out tonight. She basically came home, grabbed her stuff, moved out, and she kept on going like every day, coming back and getting more and more stuff. So I was like, I'm tired of this. She keeps on coming to my apartment, even though she says she's getting her own place.
Your
And so
Honor?
we put it in a bag and put it outside.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a hostile environment. I did not feel safe living
Explain.
there. Lauren would get upset and start throwing bottles. Like I said, she was accusing me and Morgan of having an affair. So she was completely,
When did you get your apartment, your new one?
I got my apartment February 18th.
When did she leave?
17.
Yeah, 17th, 18th.
I left the 17th.
Left the 17th
And got my
and got
apartment
your
the
new
day after.
apartment on the 18th. You had already planned that.
Actually, I was staying with a friend and we went to the office the next morning
You
and I
just
got
said
the
you left
apartment.
on the 17th.
Yes.
You weren't staying with a friend.
On
You
the
just said you
17th,
were
I-
staying with them on the 17th. You left on the 17th, got a new apartment on the 18th. Now what? What are you going to
The
tell
night of
me?
the 17th,
Pardon me?
The night of the 17th, I stayed at a friend's house.
I didn't ask
morning
you that. I
went to the
said,
leasing
when
office.
did you leave that residence? You
The
said
17th.
February 17th. Then you had your apartment on February 18th.
Right.
So my statement was you already planned to move before the 17th because no one checks credit, signs lease, and anything else in one day.
Actually, I did, Your Honor.
You didn't even find the lease overnight, ma'am. You determined on the night of the 17th.
When you have
On the
friends
day of
that
the 18th, you got a new lease. Don't believe you. What?
All right. When you have friends at another apartment that know the manager, it's possible.
Okay. And you will have told him when? Overnight, woke him up in the middle of the night. Your friends went to the manager in the middle of the night, say, hey, wake up. I know it's 2 a.m., but wake up. I got a friend that wants a lease by tomorrow. Prove to me that's what happened.
You're right. I can't. I don't have the
I
documentation.
know, and I don't believe you. $2,880 is your judgment. I believe she had planned to leave all the time. I don't believe she could have gotten a new lease overnight. When she left you on the 17th and signed a lease on the 18th, I believe it was because she was already planning to leave, not because it was an emergency effort based on a hostile environment. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Thank you. I'm sorry, but honestly, I would laugh if he had an affair with her. Do you see her compared to me? That's all I have to say.
Whatever. She knows the truth.
Say anything.
You come home drunk 24/7, you'd be doing coke and lines in your room. You'd be smoking marijuana even
I
though...
was sick and asked you not to have people over, and you came in drunk and had your boyfriend come over when I was sick and asked you not to.
That's a joke and they're delusional.
I just say you go get
We're
help.
not the one who do the drugs to be delusional.